Breaking update for UK drivers. The DVLA has just confirmed 3 brand new rules that officially come into effect this week, and every motorist needs to pay attention. Missing these changes could land you with a hefty £1,000 fine, and in some cases, even further penalties. From driving license requirements to stricter vehicle documentation checks, these updates are being enforced immediately, and this is being treated as a final notice for all drivers across the UK. So, what exactly are these new DVLA rules? Who will they impact the most? And most importantly, how can you avoid falling into the £1,000 fine trap? Let's talk about the first major change that's causing quite a stir among UK drivers. The DVLA has completely overhauled their medical condition reporting system. This isn't just about the obvious conditions like epilepsy or visual impairments anymore. They've expanded their list of notifiable conditions significantly, and here's the kicker: even temporary medical conditions now need to be reported. Think about that time you had vertigo, or when your doctor prescribed those medications that made you drowsy. Did you know you might have been legally required to inform the DVLA? Under these new rules, failing to report even temporary conditions could land you with a £1,000 fine and potentially invalidate your insurance. But it gets even more complicated. Some conditions you might think need reporting actually don't, while others you'd never suspect are now mandatory to declare. Speaking of medical conditions, here's something that's catching many drivers off guard: the new requirements for drivers over 60. The DVLA is now implementing stricter medical check protocols, and they are being particularly vigilant about ensuring older drivers meet all health standards. But here's what many don't realize: it's not just about passing a medical test anymore. The new rules require regular updates even if nothing has changed in your health status. Think about it: when was the last time you updated your medical information with the DVLA? If it was more than 2 years ago, you might already be in breach of these new regulations. Now, here's where things get really interesting and potentially expensive. The second major change involves license renewal procedures, and this is something that's affecting drivers of all ages. The DVLA has completely digitalized their renewal system, and here's the catch: paper applications are being phased out much faster than initially announced. But here's what they are not telling you prominently: if you submit a paper application now, it could be rejected outright, forcing you to reapply digitally, and during that gap, you might unknowingly be driving without a valid license. Have you checked whether your renewal is due in the next 6 months? Because if it is, you need to start the digital process now to avoid any gaps in your documentation. But wait, there's more, and this is probably the most overlooked aspect of the new rules. The third change involves address updates and vehicle registration details. The DVLA has introduced a new verification system that cross-references your address across multiple databases. Here's what's shocking people: even if you've updated your address with your insurance company or on your driving license, but not for every vehicle registered in your name, you could be facing that dreaded £1,000 fine. And here's the thing: this applies retroactively. That means even if you moved house 2 years ago and thought you'd updated everything, you might have missed something that's now required under the new system. Let's talk about something that's causing particular confusion: the new requirements for company car drivers and those who drive for work. If you use your vehicle for any business purposes, even occasionally, these new DVLA rules add another layer of complexity to your responsibilities. Have you informed your employer about all your medical conditions, even minor ones? Under the new rules, both you and your employer could be liable for fines if your documentation isn't fully up to date. Here's another aspect that's catching people out: the new rules about international driving permits and post-Brexit documentation. Even if you're not planning to drive abroad, certain changes to your license status could affect your ability to rent cars or drive for work in the UK. Have you checked whether your license meets all the new standards? Because if it doesn't, you might need to take action well before your normal renewal date. Now, let's address something that's particularly relevant for those of you who have points on your license. The new DVLA rules have changed how penalty points are recorded and monitored. The system is now more stringent about tracking minor offenses, and the accumulation of points could lead to mandatory retraining courses, even for experienced drivers. When was the last time you checked your point status? Because under the new system, even historical points might be assessed differently. Here's something crucial that many drivers are missing: the new rules about vehicle modification declarations. Even minor modifications now need to be reported, and the definition of what constitutes a modification has changed significantly. Think about it: have you added any accessories to your car recently? Even something as simple as a bike rack or a roof box could now need to be declared under certain circumstances. Let's wrap this up with some essential advice that could save you from those £1,000 fines. First, check your license details today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Second, set up online access to your DVLA account if you haven't already. And third, make sure you have a system in place to track when you need to update various aspects of your documentation. Remember, under these new rules, claiming ignorance won't protect you from penalties. Before you go, here's a question for you: how confident are you now about your compliance with these new DVLA rules? Leave a comment below with your thoughts, and don't forget to share this video with anyone you know who drives in the UK. You might just save them from a hefty fine. And if you found this information valuable, you know what to do: hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and click the bell icon to stay updated with all the latest driving law changes. Remember, staying informed is your best defense against unexpected fines and penalties. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be diving into more crucial updates that every UK driver needs to know about.